Now, the majority of the listeners are still at university, and the question I have for you is, would you recommend starting a LinkedIn account while still at university? And if so, why?
Yeah, definitely. I think it makes a lot of sense because recruiters use LinkedIn as a tool to find candidates. And I mean all kinds of recruiters, so that could be just a line manager working in a company who, needs to recruit a graduate, doesn't have an HR department or any resources within the business and just decides to go and recruit themselves. They'll go to LinkedIn. To corporate recruiters who have a specific brief to specialize in recruiting graduates. You get plenty of those, even people with graduate recruitment manager as their job title. You'll find those kind of people using LinkedIn all the time as well. And then obviously recruitment agencies, and some agencies specialize in graduates, some occasionally do graduate positions, but they'll be using LinkedIn all the time as well. I mean, the bottom line is that, show me a recruiter that doesn't use LinkedIn extensively, and I'll show you someone that's not as successful as they could be. All recruiters absolutely love LinkedIn and use it all the time. So when you're in that position where you're starting to think about getting a job, and that may even be just an intern position, but when you're in that situation, you really need to be on LinkedIn. You really need to be building a really strong profile and a really strong presence on the world's largest online networking platform.
Yes, definitely. And I saw some stats recently that were crazily high, saying I think it was 98% of recruiters and 85% of hiring managers use LinkedIn to find candidates. So it's the numbers are huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And people will use social recruiting is a big area really, and so that's meaning recruiting through social media of all different types. But LinkedIn's by far the number one. And it's interesting actually. I saw some stats recently they weren't up to date actually. They were from 2013, but these numbers would have only increased since. And there was something in the region of 78% of recruiters said they had hired through social networks, and out of those, 92% said it was LinkedIn that they hired through. You can use Twitter to recruit, and you can use Facebook to recruit. But the predominant success that people tend to have with those platforms is by promoting vacancies, advertising. Whereas LinkedIn, whilst it is a good advertising platform, one of the things that people often don't understand about LinkedIn is that LinkedIn is primarily a searching platform. So recruiters use LinkedIn to find people. They will also advertise their vacancies. They may as well, because largely it doesn't cost anything. So, but it's almost more of an afterthought than specifically why they're going to LinkedIn in the first place. And that's very much the changing face of the way recruitment has developed over the last 5-10 years. It's become much more proactive than reactive. You could argue that advertising is proactive because you put an ad out there, but it's not that proactive. You're putting an ad out there and then reacting to what comes in, whereas really good recruiters aren't going to wait for that. They're going to go out and find the best talent they possibly can by being proactive and searching for people, and LinkedIn's the number one tool for that.